We're Jimmy and Natalie, an American couple attempting to backpack through Europe for $100 a day. In this video, we're getting acclimated to our new environment, plus we spend some quality time in Munich, home of the world-famous Oktoberfest, where we get a hefty dose of culture, art, and giant Bavarian-style pretzels. I've never been happier.
So we finally made it to downtown Munich.
It's about 8:30 a.m. and we're starving. We're getting a little bit more cash because it's really important to have on you. Most places accept credit card, but when they don't, it can be really embarrassing. So our first breakfast was amazing. We thought about getting a second round of croissants, but it didn't look like they had a ton on supply. So we went by another bakery and we got 2 Apfelschnecke, which I don't really know what they are, but they look delicious.
They're really big, so you kind of got to commit to them. Like, I'm not lying, I don't know how to hand this to you.
Wow. Thanks. Oh,
see, that's
okay,
what I mean.
Maybe hold it.
I know.
Okay,
That's what I mean.
My bad. So these are really, really good. There's so many different types of pastries you can get here. It's kind of like a cinnamon roll, but instead of the cinnamon, it's a lot of apple. Mostly sugar, though.
All right, breakfast was a success, so we're gonna move on and we're gonna check out Marienplatz. It's the town square, also known as the Rathaus, and it was actually named after the column that we're about to see in the center of the city square.
It's a column with a gold lady on top.
Yeah. Hi, can I have 2 adults? Yes, please.
Dankeschön.
Danke.
Oh my gosh, this is really narrow. Alright, so there's lots to do in Marienplatz. Namely, a lot of old churches and a lot of restored buildings as well. So we thought we'd start off with climbing St. Peter's Tower. It was 10 euros for the 2 of us, and I think it's just over 300 stairs. How are you feeling?
For 10 euros, I feel like there should be an elevator. I can see where we had breakfast this morning. That's where the best croissants are.
So like right there, I think.
Up here at the top of the tower, you can see 360-degree panoramic views of Munich, but one of the 4 sides has the best view, at least I'm expecting it to, and that's the one that overlooks Marienplatz.
Which is that one.
We still haven't seen it yet, so I'm just guessing it's going to be the best. Wow.
Pretty good view.
I was totally right.
Alright, well, it was a lot more crowded on the way down, but that was well worth the 10 euros. I'm really glad we decided to do that. So St. Peter's Church is the oldest church in Munich, and it holds the jeweled skeleton of Saint Undita. I'm probably mispronouncing that.
It's very interesting, very worth going to see.
Yeah.
So we got lunch in the square. I got a falafel wrap and Jimmy got a shawarma wrap, chicken shawarma specifically. It's probably pretty loud because I'm standing right next to a fountain, but the place we ordered from is just a window on the side of a building, so they don't have their own seats. But they did have really good reviews, so I'm excited for this. These were €8 each. They look really good too. They got a bunch of vegetables in them. Believe it or not, this is my first time trying falafel. Wow, look at that. Delicious.
How do you say delicious in Deutsch?
Lecker. Thanks. This is inside the Munich Rathaus, which we recently learned means town hall.
We're doing our best to navigate the Rathaus, but all the signs are in German. So I'm not really sure where we're allowed and not allowed to go. There was a closed door, but we saw someone that looked like a tourist come out of it. So we took a risk and we went down it.
If we get asked to leave, I'll apologize.
We just keep going up and up.
Our goal is to go up until we can't anymore. So anytime we see stairs, we head towards them.
So either there's no more stairs or someone stops us.
Jackpot.
Oh my gosh. It just keeps on going.
I'm not gonna try and open it. We started seeing signs the higher we go, referencing some kind of tower. So that's our new goal, is to find the tower and get into it. If it's allowed. It's locked.
Gosh, that would have been so cool.
That would be such a mess if they let tourists on that. This costs money.
Right. So we did end up finding the tower, but a little problem, you need to buy tickets for it.
It would have been €13 for both of us to go up.
Yeah, and we just went up a tower today, so.
And it wasn't free either. Yeah. But we found it, so I'm still counting it as a win. Yesterday we came into the center of Munich around the morning time, but today we came out in the afternoon and it's a lot more lively and there's a lot going on. The first place that we're thinking about going to check out is called Frauenkirche. It's known for the devil's footprint that's on the floor inside the church, and it's said that it's always so windy around the outside because the devil is trying to knock the towers down. It's a really impressive structure with two big things that like stand up almost 100 meters.
So in Canada, they call it a Canadian tuxedo when it's double denim. So what do you call that?
I don't know. Like, amorphous blob of khaki.
You're dressed like this amorphous blob of khaki.
So perfect. So the two things I learned about the church, one, it's so tall, it's super hard to get in one video shot. So sorry about that. Number two, the story behind the devil's footprint is the devil financially paid for the church under the condition that no windows were to be built. So when the church was built, the windows were hidden by the giant columns. So when the devil came to inspect it, he obviously took a step forward, revealing the windows that were supposed to be hidden. And he got so angry, he stomped his foot, leaving his mark in the entryway to the church. Did I get that right?
That's as far as I know.
Yeah. It's a pretty interesting story.
We were totally not expecting this, but we kind of just stumbled upon something really, really cool that I read about. And basically when Munich was occupied by the Nazis, there was a square where anytime you walked through that square, you were required to give a salute to Hitler. And so the people who really disagreed with him did not want to walk through that square because they didn't even want to give a gesture of support for what he was doing. And so this is the alley that would circumvent that route so that they could avoid walking through that square and having to give a Nazi salute. So they have an outline of gold bricks now along the cobblestone. Signifies like this is the way that people would walk to as like a small defiance against the Nazi party.
So we've walked across town to get to the English Gardens, and the one thing I really want to go see is called the Eisbachwelle. I have to check my pronunciation every time, but it's a continuous year-round surfing swell that they've put in the river so that people can come and surf it at any time of the year.
It's crazy that there's full-on surfing in the middle of Munich because there are no oceans or seas anywhere near here. So
yeah, I never would have guessed.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, you know we're going in the right direction because you can see the crowd starting to form. I did not expect there to be so many people watching. There might be about 9 or 10 people actually doing the surfing, and then about 100 people watching. And I think we figured it out. There's a line on either side, and they'll just take turns going back and forth, surfing for as long as they can before they wipe out. And then they float about 20 meters down the river and just swim back up and get back in line. For what it's worth, it does look a little shallow.
It looks really scary because you're right next to the wall, and I can't imagine if you fell and hit your head on it. But all these guys seem really, really good at it. All right, Jimmy, what was on our schedule for the rest of today?
It was this and Karlsplatz, I think.
Okay. So Karlsplatz is what stands in the way between us and beer?
I think so. You know what that means? We skip Karlsplatz.
Yeah, yep. I do want to see it before we leave. I feel like we've seen enough architecture for now. I want to go have some beer. So where we're going right now is a 3-story beer house that's been around since the year 1589. Did I mention it was 3 stories?
I've never seen her more excited for anything in my life.
I woke up talking about this. That's it. Thank you. Thank you. So we have to cheers, and we have to do it the right way.
All right, how do you do it the right way?
You clink the glasses at the bottom, you make eye contact with everybody, and you say Prost. Prost.
Prost.
I don't normally get dark beers, but it's very good. It's a lot lighter than I expected, which is good because I have a liter of it.
We also don't always get 1 liter of beer either, but Natalie really wanted the big mugs. So that is literally the only reason we got 1 liter of beer each.
Switch?
Yeah. I have a feeling I'm not gonna like yours as much. Yeah, it tastes really similar. Can I have 2 pretzels?
Oh, danke.
These are so big.
I know. That's a Bavarian pretzel right there.
Prost.
Prost.
Oh my gosh, they're kind of hard. You look way too happy with that.
I've never been happier.
You're double fisting beer and pretzel.
A huge beer and a huge pretzel.
That's twice the size of your face.
This is my favorite day.